Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching this video. So we are in the episode 4 of Powering Marketing Cloud Engagement with Agentforce. This is a series, again a multi-part series where we are covering topics related to how you can connect Marketing Cloud engagement with Agentforce. Um, Again, not an out of the box solution, a custom solution is what we are currently discussing. And this topics will also be helpful for you if you are exploring more about Headless 360 and if you want to see how to connect any other external application to MCE. Okay, with that said, we will get into today's discussion. Just a quick introduction. If you are coming to this video for the very first time, I'm Aishwarya, working as solution architect in entity data, and I'm also a Salesforce marketing champion, and I lead Salesforce marketing group Bengaluru. And here are my details, my trailhead details, and my social handles if you want to follow me. I'm an active community speaker and a 2 times streaming speaker, and also 8 times a certified consultant, and I'm a SFMC enthusiast. I have more than a decade of experience on marketing cloud, data cloud, and Agentforce. Okay, usually I start with a quote. So today's quote is like computers are able to see, hear, and learn. Welcome to the future by Dave Waters. Yes, so this quote is something which will realize how we came from a computer era, right? Computer era to AI era. Maybe people who started their journey long back in this computer world knows how it started, right? So everything was computerized, and now everything is artificial intelligence. What to say, everything is now artificial intelligence, driven by artificial intelligence. That is what I can say. So how you adapted your journey when computer was new, similarly now you need to adapt your journey with artificial intelligence. And thank you for everyone who is making time today to go through this video. And I believe you are not going to waste your time watching this video. Something useful you'll be learning. Yep. Today's topic, we are going to start with introduction. Introduction is nothing but SFMC stories introduction, and then we will discuss about all the sessions covered so far and what is pending in this series. And then we'll start today's topics, that is Apex Invocable method. All right. SFMC Stories. This is a brand founded by me in 2023. Provides details on Salesforce Marketing Cloud engagement from basics with features, implementation, use cases, and best practices. So I'm also covering few topics around Marketing Cloud Next or Growth Edition, Advanced Edition, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to name that product altogether. Um, then I'm also planning to bring some certification study guide and separate content based on the product, like Marketing Cloud account engagement as well. And I'm asked with some questions like how we can integrate Marketing Cloud engagement with Marketing Cloud Next. Do we have any transition plans or any checklist that we can use? And very shortly, I'll be posting some articles around that. So please do check my website, which is listed here, which will be useful for you in some or the other way. And you can also reach out to me on LinkedIn if you are interested to know something about maybe Marketing Cloud Next implementation or Marketing Cloud account engagement or engagement related implementation. I'm happy to help. Okay. Sessions covered in this series. Like we started this series maybe a month back, and we have covered almost 3 episodes. In the first episode, we discussed about install package, external credential setup, named credential setup, and testing connection, and each of the how Marketing Cloud engagement can be connected to CRM without MC Connect, and how the connection is established. That is what we learned in the first episode. Then in the second episode, like Apex class to create email without Agentforce. So how to use Apex class to create an email in SFMC. That is what we understood in episode 2. And in the recent last episode, we discussed about prompt builder and the basic usage of prompt builder, right? Yeah, in the recent episode, we learned about prompt builder and the usage of prompt builder, at least for our use case, how we can leverage prompt builder. And today we'll be discussing about Apex invocable method. First of all, we need to understand what is invocable method and where it is used. Okay, so usually you might have heard people saying Apex, right? So what is Apex actually? That is a Salesforce backend programming language, and it's a very powerful tool for customizing and extending the functionality of Salesforce org. And one of the most useful feature of Apex is ability to create invocable methods that can be called declaratively by tools like Process Builder, Flow Builder, and even external systems like REST API. So let's understand how we can use this invocable Apex method, maybe a detailed version of it. Okay. So it's a method that is specifically designed to be called by a declarative tool or external system. To make a method invocable, you simply annotate it with invocable method and ensure it meets a few key requirements. Okay, so the method must be static and public. It must have at least one input parameter, um, and also again you can make use of this particular method to call any external object, S objects, kind of. Okay, this is more or less like an object-oriented programming, whatever you have learned before. Okay. So key consideration that you need to keep in mind, they can return a single value or a single list of values. They are subject to the same governor limits as other Apex code, and they cannot be used in SOQL queries, DML operations, or approval process. They can take a maximum of one input argument, although that argument can be a collection. Okay, so this is the basics that you need to keep in mind while working on Apex invocable method. This will be also useful in updating any records. Um, Again, with a programming, if you want to update some records via flow or a process builder approach, you can leverage this invocable method. And again, if you want to do some custom approval processing as well, this particular invocable method will be helpful for you. With that said, now let's understand the basic functionality of how it actually works behind the scenes. You can see 3 layers here: declarative layer and a bridge, and then a programmatic layer. So let's understand each of these sections, maybe on a high level today. And let me know if you need more details on this so that I can bring up some other videos related to this topic. So first, let's understand the declarative layer. Here you can see the visual workflow, which represents the admin environment, such as Salesforce Flow or an Agentforce builder. Then the trigger. The flow evaluates a standard system criteria, decisions using drag and drop elements, and then the Apex action block. Instead of hard coding logic, the admin drops a standard call Apex class action block, selecting the custom code element by its user-friendly label. Okay, so this is what the declarative layer actually holds. Okay, so you can see this as a flow, right? And this flow is calling a class. And today we are actually discussing about that class, like what we are actually adding in that class. Okay, now let's understand the middle layer, that is the bridge that I told earlier, the invocation request. When the flow hits the Apex block, it triggers a call out across the barrier, like it will call a transaction variable into a structured object array. Okay, here you can keep a list of items as we discussed earlier. It will take only one single variable or a one list, right? So we can pass that list through this invocation method, and it will process it, and the response that you are going to get would be like once the backend calculation finish processing, the data flows directly back across the barrier inside a structured list, and which handles the overall layout of that particular program. Okay, so this is what you can see as an middle layer. Okay, some action is getting triggered, and something you're passing as an input, that is like account ID is what you are passing here, and based on that you just wanted to see an output whether that account ID exists, or if you want to fetch the account name based on the account ID. So these things will be returned as a result for you, or the status message. Okay, and now coming to the programmatic layer itself, that is the Apex code itself. In our previous episode, you might have gone through Apex code, like what it actually does. And this invocable method is like an outer layer which will have Apex code within it. Okay, this invocable method is nothing but a triggering layer. Okay, so as you can see, this Apex code, which is a native backend Apex class container, uh, which has the invocable method. This specific logic is used to uh, ex expose this to an admin setup screens. Okay, it can be via flow, or it can be via the process builder approach, which I mentioned. And here in our case, we are using the same flow for prompt builder to run, and also for Agentforce to evaluate our input. So this is how the programmatic layer actually works, and this is also tied with the governor limits that Apex code is also having, and this is how it actually works in the backend. With that said, now let's move on to the deep dive. We will understand how we are going to use Apex invocable method in our use case, connecting Marketing Cloud engagement with Agentforce. Now we are in the developer console. So here we are going to create the Apex class, which is actually an invocable method, which will help us to create an email in Marketing Cloud engagement. So to do that, we need to go to File, New, Apex class, give a name to it. I'll just give create SFMC email asset. It's up to you if you want to leave some space, you can, or if you can add underscore, you can. But once you create the class and add the invocable class, this is how it will create. So it's better to give it in this fashion. Give the name in a proper case. Okay, so let's quickly bring the class over here. And as we are writing invocable method, this will become a global class. So I'll just explain what this particular class will do one by one. First of all, we need to invoke this invocable class is used because we are going to create an auto launched flow. What is auto launched flow? So when an user provides the input, a flow needs to be activated automatically. Okay, so that's why we are using auto launched flow. And when you are using auto launched flow, a normal Apex class will not work. So that's where you need to use an invocable method. Um, So this invocable method will help us to create our email in Marketing Cloud engagement. And this is again an Apex class, and the syntax what you see, everything is related to Apex. We'll go one by one. So here you can see the label and description. Um, what this invocable method should do, it should create email in SFMC. And based on what? Again, it's a description that is added here, like creates an HTML email in SFMC using Agentforce prompt output. Okay, and we are also giving some list of inputs to it, like list some requests to it, and output will be generated, and that will be stored in result. Okay, and the call out here is the named credential. So if you have seen the named credential earlier, that's coming from a different SDO, and that's altogether a different configuration. I mean to say it's altogether a different SDO, and the named credential was related to that SDO. And now we are using a different SDO, and but the prerequisite or the pre-setup remains as it is. No much changes, just the naming convention has changed, just to keep it consistent everywhere. So here SFMC email creator agent rest is the name given to the new named credential. So that's what being used here. And then you can see the HTTP request and the endpoint given so that we are going the endpoint is passed, and the method is post here, and the set header is application JSON content type. And now we need to pass the payload. So for payload, again, HTML email ID is 208. And if you're creating a different form of email, the ID differs and also the name differs. And then the category is nothing but the folder ID, and views. Views is important because you're going to pass the HTML and also the subject line. Again, if you are not interested to pass the subject line, you can skip, but again, it's up to you. However, this subject line will not go and sit in the actual subject line what we see in the UI. It will just sit above the email within the editor itself. If you want, you can just cut paste that subject line what is generated. Then the payload, whatever is provided, will be passed, and it will be serialized, and you will see the response getting generated. And if you are getting a status code equal to 200 or above 200, and you can see the logic over here, which is between 200 to 300, it means it is success. And if it is beyond it, if it is 400, 404, that means it is an error. So that is how it is set up. You can also mention it as get status code equal to 200 also can be set up, but sometimes you might also get 201 as a result. You can also catch the exception here, and it will be stored in the SFMC response or the result, and what message, like what is that exception message, will also be visible to you. That's where the try catch block is in place, and the results will be returned. And part of this particular class, we need to provide some input. This is again connected to flow. As of now, we haven't connected, but later we'll be connecting this to a flow. So when you are connecting this to a flow, you actually need to have HTML, email name, subject line, and folder ID. Folder ID is optional, but still, if you have a folder ID, this email will be created in that particular exact folder. HTML will be generated by the prompt, whichever we created earlier, the prompt builder. So from there, we'll get the HTML. And email name, subject line, folder ID will be provided by the user. So this is what this particular um, Apex class is all about. So the output will be provided here, like the complete response, whether it is a success, failure, or an exception. So as you can see here, it is asterisk. So we need to save this one. If you remember, last time we missed to save and we did not get the output as expected. Then we need to go to debug, open execute anonymous window. Here is where you are going to test the code. So to test your code, you need to quickly, just give me a minute. You need to run some again copy of lines. Um, related to the testing. I'm just bringing it over here. Okay. So this is the class name, what we are creating, right? Um, create SFMC email asset dot request. So this will generate a request, and that request should have HTML copy, email name, subject line, folder ID. As we are not having any flow here, the flow or prompt builder here, that's not going to give us HTML. So this HTML is manually provided. And then the email name is test email asset. Maybe I'll try to give a new or a different name now, maybe 2026. Okay, then subject line, let it be as it is. Then again, I don't need a folder, so maybe I can also leave that as blank. Okay. Um, then the results, debug results. Yes, that's it. Okay, so we have provided all the necessary information and no need to change any of the names or variables because it is exactly the same, and we'll try to execute it now. Okay, illegal assignment from a string to integer is what we are seeing in line number 7. Okay, what is line number 7? Okay, let me try to add a folder ID itself because it's failing. Let me quickly see the folder ID and provide the ID here. Hope you remember like how we are going to check the ID of the folder, and it's pretty simple. We just need to give that ID. Okay, I got the this one. Okay, as this is an integer and as I was trying to pass a single quote, it was not taking it up. Now we'll see. Okay, now we'll see the user debug first, whether we got a success or not. Okay, I keep on checking everything here. Okay, status says success. Yes. Debug results are showing up, and the status is also showing as success. Let me quickly see what else we are having. Named credential was called correctly. Okay, all right. So everything is populated here. Now we need to go to Marketing Cloud engagement and see whether we have that email created. Okay, now I am in Marketing Cloud engagement. So if I just, this is the folder ID which I provided, that is 355351, which is folder X. So we'll see if we have that email created in folder X. Yes, the test email asset 2026 got created, and it's created by SFMC email creator agent, the app user. Yes, as you can see, there is a change because I created this from a different STO and this is created from a different STO. No worries. Yes, it's working fine. So now our Apex class also worked properly. Next step is to create a flow where we'll be combining the prompt template and the invocable Apex class together. Thank you everyone for watching this video till now. And we'll be coming up with a few more topics related to this series in the upcoming episode. So don't miss out. If you want to get a notification immediately as soon as I publish this video, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you will get the notification. And again, if you want to follow my work, you can just follow me on LinkedIn, where I'll be posting all the updates on marketing cloud engagement, account engagement, marketing cloud next. And also, if I attend any of the sessions, I'll be also posting my experience on those sessions. Okay, have a great rest of your day and come back to my next episode, and we can continue this discussion further. Thank you.